So this is for the 10th experiment, and the first question is this compulsory question. We have to create a GUI based application like these two panels, and the code I've used this here. And this import java.swing basically like imports all the J labels, the buttons, and the other interface things. And AWT deals with the like coloring and placing and stuff. And this event is like action button and other stuffs. And public class compulsory question. This is the class name. And swing utilize dot invoke it a new registration form. It creates a new registration form, and a class registration form extends JFrame. This registration form extends JFrame, which means it is like creating like a panel or a GUI based application. Implements action listener and private j.text field. This j.text I mean j.text field is for like name field and registration field. We have like two fields which takes input as name field and for registration number. This is for name and this is for registration number. And J radio button. This is like a button. This is used to select between male and female and the gender. And J checkbox. It enables us to check which of the languages we know, and we have the options Java, Python, and C programming. And private J combo box. This is for like combo box is like a like drop down box which includes all the department, and there's a button submit which submits all the input we do. And public registration form set title student registration form. This sets the title as registration form. This whole the title of the whole panel. And set size. This is the size of the student registration form. And set location relative to null. This location relative to null is like the whole screen. With respect to the whole screen, it is in null, it is in zeroth position, it is at the center position. And set default closer operation frame exit on close. The frame basically exits on clicking the close icon. And J panel is good. We are creating a new panel grid layout. And panel dot set background. We are setting the background and we are giving the colors in this format. And grid back constraints. This is like the constraints where the grid should be placed and every element should be placed. Grid GBC is equal to new grid constraints. Okay. GBC dot insert is equal to this, and GBC dot fill is like what is the color we are filling in. And front label front is equal to new front Arial. This is like so this font label font is equal to new font. This declares the font of the like these columns name registration number all these columns. This declares the font size and like the font of the uh, these columns. And gbc.grid x, this is x is for like the columns and y is for the rows. And panel.add new j label name, we are adding the label name. And the name field is equal to new text field 15. Grid gbc.grid x is equal to 1. This means this x determines the row of the like a row where the name column is placed. And place dot add name field. This name field is added to the panel. And for the registration number gbc dot gdix, this is like the 0 and 1. This 1 is like it goes down in the column and it is next to the name. And panel dot add new j label registration number, and this is like creating a registration number column. And the gdc dot grid x is equal to the same thing grid x. Panel add registration field, the registration field is added. And this is for the gender. And for the gender we have like 0, the x is equal to 0, which states that it stays in the same column but in a different row. It is in the second row and like second to name called the name label. And panel dot add new label, we are adding the gender label. And male is equal to new radio button, we are using the radio button which lets us select between male and female. And button group BG is equal to new button group, we are just adding that. And J panel gender panel is equal to new panel, we are like creating the panel where the gender, this whole both radio icons should be placed. Gender panel set background, we are setting the background color, it is these colors. And gender panel dot add, we are adding the male and female. And the GBC grid x is equal to 1, panel dot add gender plane, we are adding the gender panel to this grid. And GBC dot grid x is equal to, this is for languages now, we are creating Um, we're creating the languages known column, and the grid X is basically it's in the same column but in a different row. It is in the third row. And panel dot add new J label. This label is created as languages known. Java is equal to new checkbox. So we are basically creating checkbox for each language. If we can just tick it in when select it when it is in the application. And Java is equal to new J checkbox Java. We can check this or check that. Do anything. And jpanel lang panel is equal to new jpanel. This is for the language, and we are just adding it to it. And this is the grid. We are like placing it like next to the, if there is languages known here, and there will be all this like Java, Python, and C here. And grid X, this is for the department. Grid X is equal to 0 in the same column. It is in the fourth row. New, it is creating a new label. And department is equal to new J combo box. We are like basically creating a combo box. A combo box is like a drop down box from which we can select. And it grid is one. And panel at add, we are adding the department box. Submit is equal to new submit. Okay, we are like basically creating the submit button. Submit is equal to new button, J button. Submit, we are creating the submit button. And the background is like, we are creating the background and foreground color and the font color. And add action layer, we are like making it an actual button. And this is basically the grids in which it is present. And add panel to frame, this adds the panel which we have created to the frame, like to the screen. Set visible true, it like it makes the panel visible on the screen. And this public action performed, action event okay. String name is equal to name field dot get text. This gets the name from the user. Get text dot trim, this trim is like, trim is used to remove like trialing white spaces. And register number, it's the same thing, it gets the register number. Get text dot trim, okay, trims this. And string gender, okay, male is selected. If male is selected, the option male will be selected, and female is selected, the option female will be selected. And if none is selected, it will be not selected. And string builder langs, the languages which are known, you're creating a variable. So if Java dot string, if Java is selected, append, we have to like add Java to it, Java like append add Java to it. And if Python is selected, Python, and if CBP is selected, we go with C++. Then string department is equal to string department box dot get selected item. We are like basically creating a new display frame which contains like name, register number, gender, languages, string department, etc. And class display frame extends JFrame. This display frame like basically displays everything using JFrame. And public display frame as this string name, register number, or whatever we want. And it basically sets the title to students details and set size. This is the size, and local relatives to null, like the position of it. Set layout, new grid layout. This is the grid where it is supposed to be placed. And font is equal to, we are declaring the font. It is Arial and it is size is 14. And create label. Now we are actually creating the labels. Add create label name, and this creates the name label, and this creates the register number for gender. And we are like basically creating the labels on the left side of the panel. And J button close is equal to new J button close. This close button, we are actually like using it, and which closes the application. And close dot set background new color, we are like declaring the background color, foreground color, and font color for the submit button, I mean like close button. And we are like setting it to visible, we want to see it, so we are making it to visible. Then private J label, create label, we are creating a label. J label is equal to new J label, okay. Label dot set font and label set horizontal alignment. It basically gives the horizontal alignment. And it returns the label. So now if we run the program, so the name, register number, gender, and these are all in the same column. Like the value was 0 for all this, and the rows are increasing 0, 1, 2, and 3. So name, in this we have to like enter like a text or something. Naren, we are register number. Let's give it on to 75. And this gender, we are like, this is the radio box. I mean radio button which we can choose from. And language is on, this is checkbox. Let's give Java, Python, and C++. And this is the drop down box. and department is CSC, and we give submit. This submit button we have given like the background color, the font color, and we give submit. And this is the output or output panel, and this shows the name and what is the name, register number, and gender, male. And this is the close button. It shows all this thing, and this is the close button which you are declared like we want this color on the background, and that's it. This is the code.